Welcome to Healing Temple MU channel. I want to talk about entities. Now, I've already said that one reason why spiritual healing may not appear to work is because firstly your spiritual self may have other ideas for you which do not include healing. Secondly, no healing entity will go against the will of any other entity in respect of your destiny. And thirdly, the presence of entities within your etheric body which may cause the healing to be blocked. Entities. Any strong emotion can generate an entity. This then becomes a psychic thought form. The thought form may attach itself to the etheric field or aura, using the strong emotion as a portal or bridge. Thus the thought form or entity is able to feed off vitality and to block spiritual healing. Often entities produce a compulsion to revisit the strong emotion at the slightest provocation or stimulus, because the entity needs to keep the portal or bridge open at all times, or as much as it can. But entities need to control as much as they need to feed. Indeed, the process of control is an integral part of the feeding process. The entity is, I guess, able to, let's say, apportion 1/3 of your life force to you, just enough to keep you alive. This is in very grave contamination or attack, and 2/3 or the rest of your vitality to itself. However, when faced with an infinite source of vitality, an entity cannot cope, because you cannot divide infinity by 1/3. You cannot apportion 2/3 of infinite vitality to yourself. Consequently, unlike the finite supply of an individual's vitality, an entity cannot control an infinite universal supply of vitality. Moreover, an entity's power to make a person revisit the strong emotion that allowed and still allows the entity access to the etheric field is diminished. So, weakened and unable to control the host or victim through contact with infinite power, the entity is absorbed and eventually dissolved. However, some of these entities can join together to form a sort of conglomerate entity or super entity. And although it's possible to take out entities with, say, the extractor sigil or symbol of MU, or sometimes the king of MU, and even the great integrator, if you're faced with a conglomerate of entities all feeding off you, you need a couple of special symbols or sigils of MU, Hutsmoi and Hutsui, and these sigils are used in combination to extract the conglomerate entity out of your etheric field. This is Hutsmoi, a sigil or symbol of MU that is used to extract a conglomerate of entities from the etheric body or field, and represents the first stage of the process. And this process can only work if it is in alignment with the plan of the spiritual self, and if it doesn't go against the will of any being in the universe. In other words, if it is for the highest good. So you place the glass crystal glass of fresh spring water on top of the sigil or symbol of Hetsmai and vibrate MU 6 times. And you would leave this glass on top of the sigil or symbol of Hetsmai for 3 hours before proceeding to the second stage of the process. So for the past 3 hours, this fresh spring water has been charged by the sigil Hetsmai, and so now we're ready to go on to the second stage of the process for removing the conglomerate of entities from the etheric body. So just remove the glass, remove the sigil or symbol, and replace it with Hertsui, sigil or symbol of MU, which represents the second stage of the process. Just place the glass on top of the sigil like so, and vibrate MU 6 times. And so you'd leave the glass sitting there for a further 3 hours before then drinking the fresh spring water.